Chapter 395, What Lies Beyond My Happiness. The chapter begins with all the clones vanishing. We see that they were heading towards the Todoroki family, Ida and Hawks. One of the clones had his knife pointed at Hawks, but it vanishes and Hawks says, "Bubegawa was a really nice guy, right, Himiko Toga?" A narration from Toga then begins, saying that her knife is something that allows her to become who she loves, so she shouldn't have held it with hate in her heart. We see Toga standing next to Ochako, who's lying on the ground. She has her mask thing on her hand. Toga is panting and starts to feel a lot of pain. It's a consequence of using her quirk. She realizes that Ochako is so exhausted because she didn't release her awakened quirk until all the heroes were back to the ground. She really didn't want to hurt anyone. Ochako knows she has lost a lot of blood and cannot move a finger. Toga looks around her and sees all the people who got hurt because of her and, at the same time, she remembers Ochako's sweet words. She knows that the blood loss is also her fault, for stabbing Ochako. She tells Ochako that the LOV wanted to destroy everything and what would rise after that would be a world that's easier to live in. But she was so happy with what Ochako said that now she can't allow a world without her to exist. Toga drinks Ochako's blood and transforms. "My feelings are genuine, so I will give you all of my blood." She puts the syringe in both their arms and starts the transfusion. Ochako feels her body heating up, but she knows what will happen if things continue like this. Toga says that Jean did the same thing in MVA, using a clone of her to perform a blood transfusion. She no longer has twice blood to make new clones, that's why she turned into Ochako. Uraraka tells her to stop, but Toga starts stitching up the wound on Ochako's stomach. Toga says that Ochako actually seems willing to keep taking her blood for her to drink. She could very well have just acted like a hero and killed the crazy villain, but she decided to give help that wasn't asked for and saved the one who hurt her friends. Toga says that Ochako really is weird. Ochako replies that she's the weird one for doing this transfusion, but Toga says that she will always live the way she wants to. That's why she won't let herself be arrested, even if it's on Ochako's terms. Toga apologizes for the stabbing and for yelling at her. She says that Toya burned down the house that forced her to be normal, and that made her happy. But even though the house is gone, the wounds in her heart weren't. And Ochako recognized that Toga's pain was real. Even though it wasn't the easiest way, Ochako managed to touch Toga's heart and that made her feel lighter inside. "Thank you so much, Ochako-chan. I was so happy." The blood continues to be transferred. Ochako starts to cry shouting, "Himiko-chan," and Toga smiles. Toga's narration continues, with her saying that she drank people's blood with a mix of love and envy. But if she was loved back earlier, she could have also given her blood to many people. And if that happened, the world would be a slightly easier place to live in. We see an image of Toga letting a little bird fly and looking up at the sky as she smiles. But still, I am Himiko Toga. I lived the way I wanted to and was a normal girl, with the cutest smile in the whole world. The two are lying on the ground. End of chapter.